ですか。のど、次を、次を、次を、be happy. Mm. You can sit there. Yes. No, you can sit there. Yes. Yeah. Right. Let's begin. Right. Okay. Everyone, please say it 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good evening to everyone. So, as usual, on this Friday too, we are here to practice this noble, non-sectarian, pure technique of meditation. So nowadays, before we begin, as usual, I would like to wish that may this session also bring you at least some inner peace and some inner happiness. With that wish, we begin. So nowadays we are practicing breathing meditation, the newcomers, and then Vipassana meditation. It is for the old students. So as usual, old students are reminded to observe the sensations from top to bottom and bottom to top, part by part, pitch by pitch, with a very calm mind. So with a very patient mind, right? So please observe whatever the sensations that arise so on your body from top to bottom and bottom to top. So let it be any sensation that you experience. So let it be coldness or let it be heat. So let it be hardness. So let it be softness. Let it be numbness or tingling sensation, itching sensation, or any other kind of sensation that you experience. So observe them as they actually are. Observe them as they actually are. So don't try to imagine any sensation. So just go with the reality at the present moment. So if you feel any sensation on the parts that you're observing, accept, yes, I'm feeling sensations on the part that I'm observing. So if there is a blank area, so please give please give several more seconds, right? So 20 to 30 seconds, and then after that, please move on to the next area, right? With a very patient mind, with a very diligent mind, please keep practicing very ardently, very ardently. And Vipassana meditators are kindly requested not to move your body, right? So try to keep the posture of determination. When you keep the body with the posture of determination, so you are supposed to keep the body. So you are supposed to keep the body very still, right? So diligently. So please don't move the body. Instead, so keep it still. So as long as possible. If it is very painful only, so you should change your posture when you cannot concentrate, right? Then, as I mentioned earlier too, that will develop a lot of patience inside you, and it will develop a lot of alertness inside you, right? So many things will get sharpened, so many qualities will get sharpened inside, and when you live your life in the outside world, that will definitely help you, right? So therefore, please practice very, very ardently, very, very ardently with the so along with the posture of determination, right? And new students, they are kindly requested to practice the first step of breathing meditation. What you have to do is please observe the breath which is coming in and which is going out. When the breath is coming in, please be fully aware. When the breath is going out, please be fully aware. If it is long, be aware that it is long. If it is short, be aware that it is short. If it is gross, please be aware that it is gross. If it is soft, please be aware that it is soft, right? So let it come, let it go as it is. Your job is just to observe the breath as it is, right? So that's for the new students who recently joined or who are practicing breathing meditation. Even the Vipassana meditators, they are kindly requested to practice breathing meditation for about 5 minutes at the beginning. Okay, right. Then, so that's the meditation technique. Before we begin, always I teach you something that you need to apply, that you need to know as meditators, and that you need to apply into your life. Right? Today too, before we start, I would like to teach those things. Last week we began to learn about whether everything happens because of karma, right? So I told you that no, it's not the way. So there are several things which happen not because of karma, right? So um, we learned the first module, first law of the nature, how things happen. Hope you can remember that. What is the first one? Yes. Yes, Itunia means yes, the law of climate, right? Certain things happen because of the climate, right? So we feel cold, right? We feel hot, right? During the summertime, we feel hot, and during the winter time, we feel cold, and so there is rain, right? Then such kind of things happen because of the nature, right? Because of the climate. So the first law is the law of climate, right? Then second one I taught you. Can you remember? Biological genetics. Yes, biological genetical law. Right? Things happen because of the genetics, right? I told you beings and plants, so they have their own genetics. It happens because of the biological law, right? Then the third law. Niyama, they are mentioned in the original Tipitaka. Nikaya or later? So it's in. So there are sources. So there are certain sources in Tipitaka, like so there is one sutta called Sivak Sutta. So in that sutta, someone asked the Buddha. The sutta's name is Molya Sivaka. In that one, someone asked the Buddha whether everything happens comfortable. So sometimes we feel comfortable feelings and uncomfortable feelings and neutral feelings. So do all those things happen because of karma? Then Buddha said, no, it's not the case. There are various other reasons that apply in that case, and there are several other sutras. No, so it is mentioned in Abhidhamma, right? Mainly in Abhidhamma, so commentaries. So in Abhidhamma commentaries, like there are two commentaries. One is Sumangala Vilasini and the other one is Attasalini. So those two commentaries, they give a long description about the Panchaniyamas. Or many years after the passing away. Yes, but so we cannot exactly say that Buddha didn't talk say about that, because we only have so there had been around 21,000 suttas. Among them, so there are around 3,000 suttas which are missing. So, so inside those suttas, whether we had those restrictions or not, we don't know. But so somehow the description is available mainly in those two commentaries. Yeah. So they detail about so these five. So they describe about these five in details. Yeah. Right. Good question. And you are not the first one to ask that question. Some another meditator asked that very question in the last week. Right. Right. So uh, then third one is the law of karma. So things happen because of the law of karma. Then fourth one is so uh, things happen because of the psychological law too. Psychological law means the law related to the psychology, thoughts, right? So thoughts arise and pass away. So according to so it's another phenomenon, right? Always thoughts arise and pass away in beings. So that's also another law in the world, right? So it doesn't happen because of karma. It happens because of the psychological law, right? In every being, even in the Buddha, thoughts arise and pass away, right? So and within one moment, so within one moment, only one thought will arise, no two thoughts, right? Two thoughts won't arise at once. Only one thought will arise for once. I think I told you about this when I was during the maybe third or fourth week when I was teaching about Vipassana meditation. I think I told you. So, uh, so that's why when you experience things, you only can have one experience at a time. So if you see, you only can see. At that moment, you can't hear. When you hear something, so you cannot see. You only will hear things, right? When you taste something, at that time you only can taste, right? So you won't see, you won't be able to hear. Right? Since this happened in a very rapid, in a very rapid way, we cannot see them, right? But this is the reality. Thoughts arise that fast, right? So arising and passing away of thoughts. So chitta niyama. So the law of the psychological law is the fourth one. Right. Then fifth law, which makes things happen, is dhamma niyama. Right. So dhamma niyama is the natural law of universe. Natural law of universe. That means certain things happen because it is the nature of things. That's how the things happen. For an example, uh, for an example, old age, right? So let it be anybody. Old age is bound to come. It is a natural thing, and nobody can control it. It's a dhammaniyam. And then when you are getting old, so your hair becomes white, right? So you might go to the shop and buy some coloring and then so dye it, but color it, but still, so we are bound to become so. And then after that, your teeth fall, and so the skin becomes wrinkled. All these things happen because of aging. Right? This is a dhammaniyam, not because of karma. But in certain people, these features can appear early. For an example, there was one Vietnamese lady. She got a bacteria. She was infected with a bacteria, and then her whole skin got wrinkled, right? Wrinkled, and then she looked like somebody in her 70s or 80s. Have you heard of it, Miss Fong? Right. Miss Tu? All right. So, so, and in Sri Lanka, somebody got a bacterial infection, and the whole so flesh and the whole flesh, the skin, and the whole so hair. So all those things were gone. So within one session of the day, right? If she got it so in the morning, by the time of evening, she lost all those. So then there are such kind of things which happen because of karma, right? But so general aging, it happens because of the Dhammaniyam, the natural law of universe. And then right, then emergence and disappearance of a phenomenon, rising of a Buddha, and impermanence, suffering, no self nature, all such kind of things are happening because of the natural law of universe. It is the nature of things, right? So now we can understand. So in this world, things happen because of five things, right? Not everything happens because of karma. So the major factor is karma, but there are four other things which make things happen in the world, right? Right. So, hope all of you wrote those things down. In Pali, these are called as the first one is Bijaniyam, right? Bijaniyam. So, sorry, Irtuniyam. Irtuniyam means the climate law. Then Bijaniyam means so genetical law, right? So then third one is karma niyama. Then fourth one is in Pali, it is called as so fourth one is called as uh, uh, right. So chitta niyama, psychological law, and fifth one is called as dharma niyama, the natural law of universe, right? Okay, these are the five things. Suffering is not always because of wrong. Yes. So certain so we have the natural sufferings too. Right? For an example, aging and certain sicknesses also. In Girimanan Sutta, it talks about so karma vipaka jabada. So certain sicknesses arise because of karma, but not all the sicknesses. Right? So there are various other sicknesses that it talks about, which arise because of various other reasons. Right? So I will describe them later on, if you want longer detail. Very nice. So those are the five things which make things happen in the world, in anybody's life. Okay. Right. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please keep your right palm on your left palm and let your whole body to relax. First, as usual, I'm going to pay our sincere respect and gratitude towards Buddha. And after that, let's start today's silent meditation. Everyone, please calm down and concentrate. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavido. Anuttaro purisa dhammasarati. Satadeva manusanang buddho bhagavati. Swakato bhagavata dhammo. Sangdittiko akaliko. Ehi passiko opanaiko pachatang vedi tabbo vinyuhiti. Supanipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupanimangno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Samichi panipangno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadinang chattari purisa yugani Ate purise puggalam ese bhagavato savaka sangho ahuniyo pahuniyo dakiniyo anjali karaniyo anutterang punyakhetang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with an alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, very equanimous, patient mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. If you are a newcomer, if you are a new student, please practice as I instructed. Please practice the first step of breathing meditation. If you are an old student, a Vipassana meditator, please practice Vipassana meditation. The sixth step of Vipassana meditation. Whatever the meditation technique that you are going to practice, regardless of the technique, I sincerely wish may your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Everyone, please start your meditation right now. Now, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. Vipassana meditators, they can remain the same. But the newcomers, if your legs are paining, you can change your posture. Now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation in brief. Loving kindness meditation in brief. Now, calmly, please spread your loving kindness towards yourself first. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards yourself first. Please think, may I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be very peaceful. Please spread your sincere loving kindness towards yourself first. Now, please spread your loving kindness towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Towards your dear parents, teachers, relatives, and friends. Please think. May my dear mother, may my dear father, may my dear teachers, relatives, and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all of them. All of them. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the neutral people. Neutral people are the people who don't fall into the category of friends, at the same time, who don't fall into the category of enemies. These are the people who are in the middle. Please think. May all the neutral people be well. May all the neutral people be happy. May all the neutral people be peaceful. Be peaceful. Be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards them. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards the enemies. Before we spread our loving kindness towards them, first, please ask forgiveness for the mistakes that you did to harm them, to hurt them. At the same time, please forgive for the mistakes that they did to harm you, hurt you. After that, please spread your loving kindness towards the enemies. Please think, may all my enemies be well. May all my enemies be happy. May all my enemies be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness sincerely towards your enemies. Your enemies. Now, let's spread our loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. Human beings, animals, fish, reptiles, and all other visible and invisible beings. Please spread your loving kindness towards all of them. Please think, may all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Please spread your loving kindness towards all the beings in the world. All the beings in the world. Bhavattu sabbe mangalam rakhantu sabbe devata sabbe buddhanubhavini sabbe dhammanubhavini sabbe sanghanubhavini sada sutti bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now everyone, please calmly open your eyes. Let your whole body to relax from top to bottom and bottom to top. Now please join your palms together and say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, hope all of you had a good meditation session, silent meditation session. Even though we practice for a short time inside the hall, always make sure to practice daily at home too. So this is just a preparation, kind of preparation, but diligent practice at home is needed for the success. If not, only so if you practice on only on Friday, I don't say that it won't help. It will help, but if you want daily practice, so you won't improve in the technique, right? So improve in the practice. So therefore, so please practice daily. So that's the path to success, right? So please practice very ardently, daily. Make sure to sit at least 5 to 10 minutes in the morning and 5 to 10 minutes in the evening for your own betterment, for your own peace, for your own inner happiness, right? To have a very peaceful life ahead, right? Right. Now it is your time to take the rest. So if you want to go to the bathroom or if you want to drink water, so you can take these 3 minutes. If not, if you don't want to, please stay inside. So those who want to, they can go outside and drink water or go to the bathroom and come. Uh, Since when? Can you give Mr. Micah one of those? Yeah, and one of the scheduled. And you need food. Yes, sorry for food. You can take those two. Yes, that's for you. Yeah. And Miss Sonia, can you please come? Miss Sonia? Yes. Can you give two of those? Hmm. Okay. Everyone, please say 3 times calmly. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear Dhamma friends, so we were learning so many topics all the way which are related to the progress of your meditation technique. So hope all of you remember. First, we learned about the 3 characteristics of life. Very nice, Mr. Cynthia, right? So 3 characteristics of life: impermanence, suffering, so suffering or dissatisfaction, and no self. And then after that, we learned about Mr. Rina. No, so before that, right, Mr. Adil, four, four noble truths. Then after that, we learned about the 8 noble paths, right? And now we are learning about the 10 perfections. So all of these practices are very important for a meditator to practice. So in when we were learning about the 4 noble truths, we learned the truth of suffering, and then the cause of suffering, and the cessation of suffering, and the path to the cessation of suffering. And then when we were learning about the 8 noble paths, we began with called 8 noble path, right? Right understanding, yes, Dilara. And then Mrs. Fung, right concept. And then the list goes on: right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. And then the 10 perfections. So we began Rami with generosity, and now Abhi, second one, last week. Generosity, that's the first one. Morality, yes. Miss two was not here, right? Yeah. Yeah. Morality is the second one. And today we are going to learn about another very important one, right? So, Nekkhamma Parami. Nekkhamma Parami means the perfection of letting go. Oh, Rina said that's a simple word. So, literal word is renunciation, letting go in simple language. Even though it's simple to say, it's something very easy, very difficult to practice. So, Nekkhamma on books, they translate it as letting go, detachment, renunciation, and such kind of words. And practice of renunciation, so it was a so it was a very ancient spiritual concept in South Asian religious South Asian dharma practice. For an example, even during the Vedic period, they said a human being's life should have 4 kinds of periods. First one is brahmachari. Have you heard of these 4? Abhi, what is the second one? Right. Okay. Gruhastha. Okay. Yeah. So Sanskrit pronunciation in both countries are different. So, Gruhastha. Right. But in India, it is called as Grihastha, right? Okay. So, first one is Brahmachari. During the first 20 years, they believed we should study, right? We should study without concentrating on anything else. So we should study to find some kind of work. So then second one is Grihastha. So, Grihastha means during the other 20 years, 20 to 25 years, so the person has to find a job, and then after that, that person should marry and then have children and build a house. Right? Those things should happen within the other 20 years. Right? So in Sanskrit, it was called as Grihastha, the domestic period. Right? The domestic period. Right? The student period, then the domestic period. Then the third period was called as Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means detaching time. So that person during this time, so during the first 20 years, the student has to be so spiritual, but more concentration should be given to studies. And during the second period, so a little bit more focus should be on spirituality, but more the majority of focus should be on the domestic life, prosperity in domestic life. Then after that, domestic life means upbringing the children and the prosperity in the house, right? And then after that, during the third period, when somebody is when somebody reached 40 to 60, they were request. That period was called as the Vanaprastha period, right? Uh, so that means detaching period, right? So 50-50, 50% to spirituality and 50% focus on the domestic things, right? And after 60, so detached period, that means sannyasi. Either you completely abandon the house, or you live live inside the house, but giving more attention to spirituality, right? So keeping more weight on, more burden on spirituality. So these are the 4 periods. So during that period, they completely got rid of the responsibilities that they had related to their properties. So, and then they just focus on their spiritual practice, right? While the children manage all other household stuff. Then here, uh, we have to understand the detachment should not come only physically. It is something, it is something mental mainly, right? So for an example, uh, so let me tell you a small story, ancient story. The one person wanted to leave the house and become a hermit. So that person gave up everything and donated whatever he had to the poor people and the others. And then he went to a forest to practice meditation. He only took 2 pieces of white cloth for him to wear. Then when he was asleep, there was one mouse inside the den that he lived. This mouse came and began eating the white cloth that he had. Now he was, even though he has given up all the other things, he couldn't give up this white cloth. So what happened was, he thought if he brought a cat inside the den, then everything would be fine. Then he brought a cat inside the den. Cat stayed there for 2-3 days, but finally, since it didn't got his milk portion, it started wandering to the village time to time. So whenever the cat is absent, the mouse came and began eating his white cloth. Then he decided, okay, then I'm going to uh, so uh, I'm going to collect funds, and then after that I will buy one cow so that the cat can get milk. So he somehow got the opportunity to buy a cow, and then when there was the cow, he had to take care of the cow. So now he cannot do the job of a hermit. He has to take care of the cow. So more time goes to take care of the cow. So he decided he will ask one young lad from the village to take care of the cow. Then he had to go. So he had to go from home to home asking for food. Now for two people, for himself and for the lad. And then after several months, this young lad, he brought another lady. He married a lady from the village and brought her also inside the forest. Now he had to feed another extra two mouths every day, and then they got a baby, and then he has to take care of another three people, right? Then finally everything became very complicated for him because of his attachment towards the white cloth, right? So like that, detachment should become should happen mentally, right? So even though you have a lot of you have you are using luxury things still, so the mind is the one which should be detached. So if you have the capability, it is okay to use expensive things, but still mentally you have to understand their nature and develop detachment. So in the world we develop attachment to two things. First one is in Pali, the first one is vattu, right? To the objects. We develop attachment towards objects, physical objects that we can touch, right? So then after that, second attachment that we develop is towards our own negativities, right? So we have our own negativities. We develop strong attachment towards our negativities. It is called as klesa calm, right? So attachment towards our own negativities. That is the hardest part to get rid of. Even though you let go of the objects that you have, till getting rid of the negativities that we have, that's the hardest thing, right? So that's why it's a war that you wage inside your own mind, right? So you can fight somehow with the enemies that you can see, but these are enemies that you cannot see. You only can fight with them and get rid of them by developing the right understanding. That's it. There is no other way, right? So in Vipassana, by practicing Vipassana meditation, you are actually waging war against that. Okay? So it may be a small thing or it may be a big thing. Uh, uh, so it can be a expensive one or a cheap thing. It doesn't matter. Mental attachment happens to anything, right? Sometimes let's say when you didn't have much, somebody gave you some kind of a pendant, right? A pendant to wear when you were little, right? So you like it so much. It doesn't cost that much, but still, so we develop a very strong attachment towards it, right? So some people, they take care of it with care. Then if it drops and gets broken, they begin to cry. Why? The mental attachment is very powerful than uh, attachment towards the physical objects. I mean, more than the value of that object, right? Then uh, uh, How to let go, how to practice letting go, how to practice this renunciation. Buddha taught us 3 ways to develop this one. Nekkhamma. First one is we have to understand that in this world, so yes, there is a gratification, right? There is a sweetness in um, in things, right? So whenever we have physical objects, or whenever we feel feelings, or whenever we generate certain thoughts, we develop some gratification, we develop some, so we experience some sweetness in it. It is called as asad, the gratification part, right? But simultaneously we have to understand, even though they have a gratification, they have a, so they generate happiness, they have they are under the nature of impermanence. They are constantly changing. Whatever the sweetness, right? Whatever the gratification that you feel, so it has a beginning point, and it has a peak, and then it has a passing away part, right? So whatever the gratification that you feel, whatever sweetness that you feel in them, so it's very temporary. It's not permanent, right? We have to understand this first reality. This is the first step, right? And then, for an example, someone generates, someone gets something, and then uh, let's say you got a diamond, right? Then seeing at the diamond, so you develop a happiness, a sweetness in it, right? You generate a feeling of sweetness. But we have to understand, so those thoughts of sweetness, they are also rising and passing away. At the same time, this object, it is also constantly rising and passing away. And the physical body, right? So which we use to hold it, it is also rising and passing, constant, right? So the experience is very temporary, even though it's sweet, right? Asad. Then second one is, so adinava. Adinava means seeing the danger in holding to it, right? Holding to that sweetness, thinking this is I, my, mine, right? Whenever, so when let's say that so that diamond that you got, so when you get it, what happens is, then you try, so then whenever you got it, so you have to take care of it. You're always in fear of, so losing it, right? So and you have to take time to uh, keep it clean, keep it nice, and then so there are so many things that you have to do to take care of it, like that. Yes, there is sweetness in such kind of feelings, but what happens is, so those objects, or those so uh, those negativities that arise in your mind, so they are constantly in the process of rising and passing away. So even though because of those negativities, you try to control the other things, so you cannot do that. Why? They are not under your control. So in this world, nothing is under your control, right? When you understand that, uh, when you understand that, so then you develop the ability to detach, right? So when you see the danger, uh, Buddha Buddha compared um, Buddha compared the sensual desire, right, that we develop towards things to a piece of bone which was given to a dog which has no flesh, right? So uh, let's say when that piece of bone was given to the dog, it bites it and it chews it. But can it dispel its hunger? It cannot dispel the dog's hunger. It will chew it for hours and hours and hours, but the hunger will remain. So, the sensual desire that we have towards objects, and so our own defilements, so to feel our own defilements, so it is the same, right? It is the same. So even though how much you get things, or even though how much you feed those negativities, so they are not going to feel enough. Can you understand? Anger. How much you feed, anger will keep growing, but it won't see any end. Jealousy, right? So any such kind of a negative thought that you have, right? Then understanding that and seeing the suffering behind them, we have to develop the mindset to let those negativities go, right? Then um, you can get more motivation by observing your own former experiences and the other people's experiences. For an example, uh, let's say uh, you might you might think about some kind of your experience, right? Bad experience that happened to you because of greed, right? Understand, reflecting on it. So you have to think, oh, in the past, because of greed, this happened to me. And if I develop greed again, this is the thing which will repeat on me. Therefore, I should come out of this greed. If not, you have to reflect on some kind of an incident which happened on another person. It is called as paratanuman. So, because of greed, this happened to this person, particular person on the news, right? So we hear so many such kind of stories, right? So about such kind of incidents, right? Because of anger, because of jealousy, because of greed, because of ill will, right? So people did these kinds of things. Because of those actions, these kinds of things happen to them, right? When you hear those things, you can understand, oh, this thing happened to these kind of people because of this negativity. If I continue, if I allow this, my this particular negativity to continue, that is the very same thing which will happen to me. Therefore, I should not let this negativity to arise inside me. I should let it go. So this is the way how you see the danger of those negativities, right? Right. Then that is the second one. Right. Then number three. So third phase is letting go. Nissaran, letting go. So first understanding that there is you understood that there is sweetness in this. Then you understood that it is temporary. And if I cling to this particular negativity, or these kinds of, if I maintain the attachment towards these material things, so this is I have to suffer. And then third phase is letting go by understanding the nature of it, right? So you have to develop deeper understanding on about the impermanence of those objects and the thoughts related to those negativities, right? So let's say the objects that you have, or the negativities that arise. So you have developed thorough understanding about their impermanence. When you develop that so deep understanding, what happens is you automatically let them go. And meanwhile, there are several practices that lay people can practice. According to Buddha, there are several things that lay people can practice to develop letting go. Right. So one thing is eating adequately. Eating adequately means so instead of eating excessively, right? Uh, so because of the strong rate that we have, change the strong rate that we have towards food, so we can eat moderately, right? We can eat an adequate amount, so that not surpassing the limit, right? That is one kind of a letting go practice that we can develop, right? So bojane matanyuta in Pali, right? Then second one is so knowing the nature of your body. Knowing the nature of your body means so sometimes in body sicknesses arise, discomforts arise, right? At such times, you have to understand this is the nature of my body. So I cannot control this as I wish, right? So when things happen uh, because of other reasons, other four reasons that I told you, or because of karma, things happen to your body, right? Then because of those experiences, just like comfort, discomfort also can arise. At such times, you have uh, you have to develop patience with your body, right? So letting that means you have to take treatments, but mentally we should not develop too much worry about the pain that you have. So with the developing as much as balancedness inside the mind, so you have to bear with it. You should try your best to bear with it. So endurance. By that way, we develop endurance and the balance of mind. It's another practice of letting go. And then third one is apicchata, that happy with simplicity and being happy with the little, right? So instead of expecting too much, right? So you have to be happy with the basic necessities, right? So there are things that we need, and there are things that we don't need. So understanding them, so we have to be happy with the simplicity, right? And then that's another practice of letting go. Another practice of letting go is practice of meditation. When we practice the practice of meditation, that is another way of letting go, right? So instead of letting your negativities to stay, you let them go by the practice of meditation through samatha meditation and through vipassana meditation. So you control and you let go of your negativities, right? So that's another way of practicing letting go, right? Then fifth one is by practicing gratefulness. By practicing gratefulness, that is also a way of letting go, right? So katanyuta, that means so we have our own strong self-esteem, right? So when we develop gratitude towards the other people, then what we do is we let our vanity, negativity is like vanity, to go, and instead we develop qualities like humbleness within, right? That's also a way of letting go, letting go towards letting go of your negativities. right? So these are several practice, and practice of dana, practice of generosity, that is also another way of letting go, right? So these are the ways that you can practice in your general lay life, um, so so that this letting go, so practice can, so when you maintain this letting go practice, then it helps your meditation practice to develop, right? When you practice this, what happens is you begin to trim the level of negativities that you have, right? Then gradually, when you practice meditation, it helps you to make your mind concentrate, to get your mind concentrated faster. And then you can use that very concentration to practice insight meditation, vipassana. And practicing that insight meditation, vipassana, you can develop wisdom. So through the practice of wisdom, through the development of wisdom, you gain the ability to understand the reality of this nature, the universal truth related to this nature. And practicing and understanding the universal truth, letting go of all the negativities and developing all the positivities, we gain the ability to attain real peace, real happiness, nibbana, right? So this is the process. Then please practice the practice of nikkhamma, letting go. Okay. Now we are going to conclude. Everyone, please think. Together, all of us gathered here and practice this noble meditation technique. And by that way, we accumulated a lot of positive energy. By the power of all that positive energy, may all the good things happen in our lives. May all our troubles be away. May we be able to practice this noble non-sectarian meditation technique and the Dharma path very ardently. Practicing so, may all of us be able to attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, nibbana. With those thoughts, everyone, please join your palms together and concentrate. Please concentrate. Abhimadana silise nichang bata pachainu Chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvang no sukang malang ayunarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nimmana sampatti iminate samijjatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be very, very peaceful. Sukhiyotu, take rest and see you again in the next week. Sukhiyotu. Good night. Good night, Miss David.
Good night, Bhante.
Good night, Miss Elliot.
Good night, Bhante. Thank you so much.
Good night, Harish.
Good night, Mr. Bhante. Yeah.
And Miss Jane, good night.
Good night, Bonti.
Good night. And Rahul and Kaliti, good night.
Good night, Bhante. Thank you so much.
Miss Rita and Mr. Fawad, good night.
Good night, Bhante.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I forgot to make you the host.